So I came to the capital of Jewlandia, Israel, to talk to a fellow Jew. What is different about Israel, and then how did they create such amazing people?
Oh, that's interesting.
To make so many amazing businesses.
There's like 14 million Jews in the world.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is nothing. And there are 68 Nobel Prize winners.
We normally don't share our secrets, but we'll share a few of them today.
So here's the thing, right? Like as Jews, like we don't have a lot of great Jewish athletes. Like name one.
I never thought. No,
we'll
there's
pause.
a guy. Joaquin Noah's half Jew.
Half Jew.
There's a baseball player's half
We got
Jew.
Drake. We got Lenny Kravitz.
We got half a Drake.
We got half a Drake, half a Lenny Kravitz. So the thing is, in Israel, like the rock stars are entrepreneurs, and that started in the '90s. Yossi Vardy's son sold ICQ, made like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Shy from Fiverr's, a pretty famous dude.
Right. So like here, the rock stars are entrepreneurs, very much so, and it may not be high tech, but it's like entrepreneurs as a whole are rock stars. And part of that is like, the salary of your average, like non-high tech rather, person is super low.
That's
like the only way to make real money in Israel is to sell your company for $100 million.
And not just that, is that a lot of the people I've noticed from the tech industry get paid American salaries.
Yeah.
So my cousin works in a more blue collar stuff. They make Israeli salary, which is like 10,000 shekel, which is only $2,500 a month. So it's like 30,000 a year.
Right.
But the people in tech, I was talking to some developers.
Yeah.
They're at like the
35K a month.
Yeah, big six-figure salaries, just like they're working in America. Number two, everyone has to go to the military.
Yeah. So there's a lot there like to unpack. There's one, the obvious tech side. So like 18-year-old kid goes in, gets selected. It's obviously the cream of the crop. You get a 3-month training course, which is basically everything you need to know about programming. In the IDF, it's like, look, we're building something right now to do counterintelligence on Iran. Like, you have 3 months to get up to speed with PHP, Java, whatever.
That's
write
applicable.
it and get out there.
It's like saying you went to Harvard for developer.
Bingo.
Israel's only got like 6 million people.
Right.
I think the surrounding neighbor countries have got, let's just say 50 million. How many think are in like all the ones that don't like Israel? A good amount.
A lot.
More than 6 million.
That.
More than that. If those people all have the same just physical weapons and they try to fight, obviously Israel would lose.
Clearly.
So from two perspectives, like from jujitsu or some shit, they have to leverage the intelligence because that's the only way they can fight off an enemy that's got 4 times the amount of people. So that is why development in computer science has been so big. And then the
counter surveillance. Like Mossad is I don't care what you think about Israel, Mossad's like the most elite intelligence organization in the world. Like these are the guys who
but they have to be
calling the CIA and being like, hey, there's this weird thing happening in 2001.
Why are Jews better at negotiating than everyone else? I guess Indians are comparable. One thing I don't think people realize is that the country's been around 70 years.
Right.
Like America's been around 300 years, like Britain's been around forever. They don't have as many rules here yet. Not that it's like Southeast Asia crazy.
Very different.
It's not Southeast Asia crazy where you can drive in any part where you want,
Sure.
but it's still new where they're still evolving.
Right.
So it's just like, America, it's like, here's how things have gone. And I think why Israel's been able to innovate is because they're like, all right, this is new, let's just figure it out on our own. With the language too, they have words like rotzeh. In America, you have to say, I want to eat.
Yeah.
In Hebrew, it's like one word, rotzeh. And so I think that impacts how the culture is, because it's like, you ask why Israelis are like this, it's because like their words are actually short.
Yes.
And it's something because they don't have as many people, they don't have as much time to protect themselves.
Yes.
They're a new country, and so that has led to a lot more innovation and a a lot more here's the exact things we need to be doing, let's go do that. And I think that's why you meet an Israeli, they're like short.
Yeah.
It's not they're not short, it's just like that, they have one word for this.
All these people come, millions of people start coming from Europe, from Africa, from
interesting.
And everyone has to kind of find themselves in their own place and le'atzer tarbut, like to create culture, to found a new culture.
If you look in America about a lot of who are the most successful people, what's one thing about them? They're immigrants.
They're immigrants.
So think about what happened in Israel.
Right.
Whether it's our country or not our country, that's a whole other episode for people who give a fuck. But in America, a lot of the immigrants worked the hardest. And so if you think about Israel 7 years ago, it was 100% immigrants.
Israel now has all these crazy physicists. We have all these crazy medical researchers, all these doctors, like today, right? So think about what happened 20 years ago. Fall of the Soviet Union.
We got all the best Russians.
1.3 million people, Jewish Russians, who were working on nuclear physics, were working on all this crazy stuff, come here. I had a friend do a spinal surgery that only can be performed by 3 people in the entire world, like super sophisticated. 2 of them are Israeli in Russian, and 1 of them is an Israeli in New York.
What is negotiating like in Israel for you? Like, what's something that you've had to negotiate for?
People are like really aggressive, but I think what's interesting is under that aggression, like you can fight and argue, negotiate, whatever, and at the end of the thing, it's like, all right, well, Shabbat Shalom, like have a wonderful Sabbath. And I recently like tried to negotiate for someone, and the guy's like, what do you think this is? I was like, this is Israel. That's what I think this is. Like, I get by the way, like this is a pro tip for any of you guys if you like travel around the world. I apply American manners and fluent Hebrew. So I'll just be like, listen, is there any way possibly that you could please da da da? And they're just like, whoa, you didn't bark at me? Like, what's going on? And
Yeah.
they just give me what I want.
In Israel, what I've noticed is when I'm negotiating, like I went to buy postcards, and he's like 3 for $10. And I think the thing about Israel is it's not that they have a negotiating superpower, but they'll just ask.
Right.
So I just default ask. So he said 3 for $10, and I said 3 for $8. And he's like 10. I'm like, all right, 8. He's like, okay.
Israel has this extremely direct culture in general, and it also applies to business. And it saves so much time. So like the example I always give, I was interning in a VC fund as kind of an EIR of sorts before business school. And the first day I go in, and the guy gave me like very clearly busy work. He's just like, I want you to research all our companies and give me your thoughts on it. Like spend a couple days on it. I was like, I'm not gonna spend a couple days on it. You have like 10 portfolio companies. So I read about each one, delivered an Excel sheet of like, here's what I think, here are the opportunities in the market, whatever. I turned it over by like 3 o'clock that day. And the guy looks at it and he's like, this is crap, do it again. I was like, no one's ever spoken to me like that. And at first it's like super off-putting, but then like, how much time did he just save? And like, if you don't get offended by it and just realize like, yeah, it was crap work. I didn't want to be doing busy work, so I rushed it. But in the US, someone would be like, listen, I think this is great what you did. And then it would take an hour. It would be an hour-long conversation instead of a 3-second conversation, number one. And number two, I wouldn't understand the fundamental point.
Interesting.
I'd be like, oh, my work is good. I just need to add to. No, I need to start over. Women play like a really big role here. Like I think there's sexism in every kind of Western workplace, and I think there's like discrimination against women, and that's all awful. But here I like to think that women have much more of a say. Like first female prime minister in the modern era, Israel. Israel has more female fighter pilots than Saudi Arabia has female drivers.
One thing that was interesting, the people in companies speak English to each other. In Israel.
Sometimes. Depends what company.
A lot
but
of
yeah,
it.
a
So a
lot
lot of
times,
communication, and this is really fascinating, is that you have to cater to the customers that are the default or the lowest common denominator.
Right.
And you would think in most countries they would do that, but it's a good way that they learn another language or improve it. Because a lot of the customers are in English.
Yeah.
I was just surprised. Like, yeah, we email in English. We talk a lot of times in English.
Yeah.
A lot of our meetings are in English. I'm like, that's kind of weird. All right, Israel.
Israel!
Boom, check it out. Cool country. Come learn. It's also a pretty fun country. It's pretty fun.
amazing.
It's really fun.
Beach is like 5 minutes that way.
I know.
Brilliant.
All right, deuces.